So Qutuz is bought and sold and bought and sold, and while this is happening, the Mongols are invading more and more and more Muslim lands. They go all the way across what is now Iraq, and they enter into Baghdad, and they drop the Khilafah, as many of you will know. And then they go into Damascus, and all the while Qutuz is being sold and bought and sold and bought, until he makes his way to Egypt. And from there, an Egyptian ruler takes him, and he is taken into what is later on to be called the dynasty of the Mamluks, those that are owned. And what they used to do with the Mamluks is that they used to take them in as their own children. They used to teach them Arabic, they used to teach them the sciences of our religion, fiqh and other sciences. And then when they were old enough, when they hit the age of consent, they would be taught archery, they would be taught the skills of war and battle. And Qutuz worked his way up. He was a fascinating, extraordinary man, and he worked his way up until he became head of all of the forces in Egypt. Head of all of the forces in Egypt. Now we're going to fast forward to a time where the ruler dies, someone else comes along, they're removed, there's a lot of political turmoil in Egypt, and then finally a child is put on the throne. Now unfortunately, at the time of this child being put on the throne, the Mongols have just conquered Damascus, and they're going into Gaza. So they are 35 kilometers, they're only 35 kilometers away from Egypt. With this in mind, Qutuz decides that even though he's the one that's doing everything, he really is the ruler of Egypt, but there is a veneer, there's a front. And this front is a young man on the throne. Even though Qutuz is the one really in charge, Qutuz decides that that's not enough. These Mongols will never take us seriously if they see a child on our throne. And so Qutuz decides to become the ruler, and he overthrows the young boy. Now many things happen as a consequence of this. Many things happen.